Today is Christmas Eve, and I'm honored to present to you the last puzzle of the Puzzle Advent Calendar 2020. This is an Alexander star built entirely out of paper. I wanted to build this puzzle the last 2 years already, but every time I didn't have enough time to build it. So this year I finally decided to give it a go. Let's see how that went. I'm not that experienced in puzzle design, so my design isn't the most professional, but it works at least. I tried to get the cuts in roughly the right places, and after a few tries, this is what I ended up with. This has two problems so far. First of all, there are all kinds of hyperbolical lines here, so I have to do something about those. Also, the hooks of the edges are really wonky, and I really don't want to build all of that out of paper. So it's time to clean up the mess I made here. I started by fixing the core. I wanted it to simply be a dodecahedron instead of this pointy mess. Now, the axes don't look too nice either, so let's just get rid of them. Instead, I'll just add cylinders here. This looks so much better now. For the centers, I didn't really like the look on the bottom. Technically, I could build this out of paper, but it would be really annoying. But I didn't know how to change this, so it stayed this way for now. So now, only the edges are left over. The visible part of those is pretty nice, so I don't have to change anything there. But on the bottom, the hooks are just horrible. First of all, let's get rid of some of these parts. This already looks cleaner, but it's still far from being good. After cutting down a bit of the pieces, it looked already much better, and after flattening a few more faces, the pieces didn't look too bad anymore, and I decided this will work decently. All that was left to do was to introduce some clearances, and I also made the core larger to add stability. So here we are, the 3D model is done. I ended up making some changes to the centerpieces while drawing the folding plans, but more on that later. Now it's time to build. I started by gluing the core together. I have to admit, it is really huge. I hope that will improve stability quite a lot in the end. The next step was to glue one axis in the middle of every face of the core. For this, I'm building 12 of these axes and then attach one of them to each of the faces. These pieces will be the centers in the end, so let's glue them all together. To attach them to the axes, I use a different approach than usually. I'll attach one of these pentagons here to each of the axes, and then I can glue the centers onto the pentagons. This is basically kind of how center caps work. The mechanism is complete now, so all that's left to do is to build all of the edges. These pieces aren't actually that complicated. You just build 1 or 30 of these visible edges and attach one of the hooks to each of them. And there we are already. You just have to repeat this whole process 30 times and we can assemble the puzzle now. This is the finished Alexander star. It is solved by these pentagonal faces here, which can be quite confusing if you look at it from weird angles. But if you look at it from one side, you can see the pentagons quite nicely. So now let's scramble this up and see if I can solve it. I'm not gonna do that out here because it's freezing, so let's head inside. Let's scramble this puzzle up. So this already should be scrambled enough. So now I'm going to try to solve this puzzle basically like a Megaminx. So I'm going to start with the 5 edges on the bottom and then make my way up to the front, up to the top. Okay, so the main problem with solving this is actually that I don't know where the colors belong. So, because the centers don't have colors on them, I can't really know where which colors belong on the star, for example. So what I'm probably going to do is actually put basically random colors on there. Of course, these two have to be the same and these two and so on. But apart from that, I will just use random colors because I can't really know which ones belong there, and then I just hope that I'm guessing right. So I'm just going to solve this puzzle here with magic, so I don't have to actually do all the turns myself. So here we go. Finally, here we go. This is the solved puzzle. So, in theory, the solve shouldn't be that much harder than a Megaminx solve. The only real problem is that you can't really tell where each piece goes, so that makes it significantly harder. Anyways, that's it with this puzzle showcase. Thank you for following the Puzzle Advent Calendar 2020. If you missed any of the videos, go down to the description and check out the playlist. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you want to see more videos like this in the future, subscribe. See you in my next video.